Ladies and gentlemen, families and friends, a very warm welcome indeed to Canterbury and to this degree ceremony of the University of Kent, which is held in this amazing setting of Canterbury Cathedral. The ceremony will start soon, and it begins with 4 processions: the graduands, the academic staff, the honorary graduate, and the Chancellor. We'll all stand for the last procession, and I'll give you a signal so you know when to do that. Now, this is going to be an exciting, spectacular, and memorable occasion, and we want you all to have a truly wonderful experience during the ceremony and to see each and every student graduate. To make sure this happens, I would like to ask you a really big favour, that you remember all those seated around you. So please don't block each other's view by standing up, moving around, or leaving your seat to take photographs or videos with phones, cameras, or iPads. Also, could you now make sure that your phones are switched to silent? We all know how annoying it can be when a mobile goes off in a special event. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a truly fantastic time.
Distinguished guests, our honorary graduand, colleagues, and especially our graduates, I declare this degree congregation open. Please be seated. Today we are awarding degrees, certificates and diplomas for those who have completed academic courses at the University of Kent. I want to thank the Dean for allowing us to use this wonderful venue of Canterbury Cathedral as the setting for today's ceremony. This is a very special occasion. It's the culmination of so much hard work and dedication. And as Chancellor, I want to welcome everyone who's able to be part of our celebrations today. 2 years ago, our lives were turned upside down when the pandemic struck. We had to rethink so much of what we'd taken for granted: how we work, how we learn, teach, undertake research, interact with one another, and so much more. You all showed extraordinary resilience and commitment to complete your studies, and we're very proud of how you rose to those challenges and overcame them. You've made it. I want to thank all the family members, friends, and others, supporters who are here, as well as those who are not. All of you will have provided support in so many ways for our graduates, for which you too deserve our thanks and congratulations. I'd also like to thank those members of the university staff who have supported you throughout your studies and in your broader life at the university. Many of them are here on the platform or volunteering in the cathedral. But there are countless others who've also contributed to your success today. It is our community, our family, the staff and students together that make the University of Kent such a successful institution. Graduates, I'm so proud to see you here today because you are proof, if proof were needed, that Kent students are truly extraordinary. We've seen that demonstrated during the pandemic, when everyone pulled together to look after each other, supporting each other through periods of isolation, keeping one another safe. Many of our students and staff worked hard to support the fight against COVID. Some contributed through the production of essential PPE or through their research. Others, including those students who remained living locally, were on the front line of support for the nation as healthcare workers, delivery drivers, supermarket staff, or as volunteers in the community helping those who were shielding. We are so proud of their work because it says something very important about our institution, about who we are and the values we hold dear. Being here today means you have excelled academically, but you've also gained the knowledge, skills, and understanding to enable you to move on to the next stage of your life. We still live in changing and challenging times, but on this day, my greatest hope and belief is that Kent has given you, our graduates, everything you need to embrace change. Not just your certificate and qualification, but more importantly, the knowledge, values, confidence, and determination to meet every challenge. Of course, it helps to have great teachers, and we have some of the world's leading academics among our staff with a passion for passing on their knowledge and research skills to their students. Our researchers make a difference in the world, working across disciplines to tackle some of the world's great challenges, whether big or small. They will have made sure you were up to date with the latest ideas, the cutting-edge thinking that inspired and I hope that challenged you too. This is what universities are for. We're here to make a difference, to transform lives, whether through an education and student experience that fires your imagination so that you can make your mark on the world, or through outstanding research that changes the way we look at things, or through working with local communities to bring about positive change. That work continues, I'm proud to say. The Research Excellence Framework, a recently published assessment of UK universities' research output, indicated that we'd moved up 11 places in the key national table for research quality, again confirming our reputation for world-leading research across arts and humanities, sciences and social sciences. Our Kent and Medway Medical School, the first medical school in the county, is now in its second year and doing extraordinary work to prepare a new generation of doctors to meet local needs. And just a few months ago, the world applauded the news that Professor Abdul Razak Gurna, formerly of our School of English, an alumnus of this university, and a great and inspiring voice for tolerance and inclusion, had won the Nobel Prize in Literature, our second Nobel Prize in the past 5 years. Now, of course, we cannot guarantee a Nobel Prize for studying in Kent, but it does seem to help. So, graduands, I hope you're as proud of the university as we are of you. I hope you enjoy this ceremony and afterwards go on to celebrate your success with family and friends. Enjoy your rite of passage as you cross this stage. This is your moment to shine. Please feel free to clap, cheer, and be joyous. It is, after all, as I said, a celebration. By admitting you to your degree, it is our honor and pleasure to mark your success and to wish you well on your future path, wherever it may take you. Thank you. I now call upon the Director of the Division of Computing, Engineering and Mathematical Sciences to present candidates for their awards and degrees.
Most Honourable Chancellor, to you and to the whole University, I present these candidates from the Division of Computing, Engineering and Mathematical Sciences found worthy to be admitted to degrees.
By virtue of the authority committed to me, I admit all those who are about to be presented and other qualified candidates in absentia.
For the degree of Bachelor of Arts with Honours, Achilles Maximilianos Alexopoulos. Pablo Bellinghausen-Rees. Okay. Alexander James Clark. Harry James Day. Aditi Deepak. Samuel James Brian Dennison. Cassiope Matilda Usabe. Thomas Sonny Lewis Fentiman. Tamsin Marie Getzanis. Bianca Aparecida Geraldini. Janathanan Jathushan. Felipe Fiuza Marquez. Katarzyna Inez Minacik. Olawashayu Ibilola Ibakunaloa Ogambacon. Oliver John Rochford. For the degree of Bachelor of Engineering with Honours, Olawashian Adebayo. Mohammed Usama Ahmad. Mohammed Naufal Al-Faris. Omer Ali. Eniyeleyefa Godwin Ambaduba. Alp Arslan. Joshua Narinda Bawanlal. Benjamin Martin Burke. Callum Chiverton. Emmy Hope Karuka Daniel. Okay. Aman Azadar. Trey Dylan Durrant. Ryan Warren Everett. Ruby Eliza Fisher. Catherine Jane Garside. Thomas Oliver Gomez. Stephanie Jean Hartnett. Georgia Louise Hilliard. Catherine Elizabeth Hurd. Salim Tanko Ibrahim. Miltos Ioannidis. Faiz Jafal. Taekyun Ji. Neil Joshi. Eslam Khalid Ali Kagigi. Panayotis Kaperilakos. Karen Kataria. Kyle David Nella. James Christopher Francis Knight. Joshua James Colimbarides. Riki Lin Lin. Chungji Liu. Mingfeng Liu. Nicholas Andres Messayit. Dakarai Taibo Mlantala. Lisei Lusa Nyandusi. Joseph Afori Dakwa. Osaije Joshua Otaibe. Sena Shailesh Patel. Joan Redressa Ibiete. Thushanth Raganathan. Sachini Himara Rajapakse. Joshua Adam Seymour. Ewan Robert Sinclair. Precious Inioluwa Taiwo. Okay. Thank you. Dhruv Vasani. Aaron Mingsum Wong. Jichung Zhao. For the degree of Bachelor of Science with Honours, Elmi Abdullah. Thomas Aitchison. Folahanmi Adebayo Adebanjo. Israel Olawatube Adekunle. Elsie Adjei. Osama Osman Ahmed. Agatha Ogosa Ahi. Nicole Olivenlayo Akanbi. Mashud Akhtar. Nathaniel Olamayoa Olasina Akanin Rin. Emmanuel Akumoa Boateng. Craig Matthew Joshua Acus. Maknun Shadid Alam. Abdiladif Ali. Joshua Aaron Allingham. Shehan Eugene Amarasakera. Harry Louis Arnold. Antonia Tololupe Omotoke Ayodele. Alex George Marcel Baganar. Corinne Jodie Batho-Newton. Nicolas Begoli. Maria Joao Bearo Perez dos Santos. Kieran Paul Belshaw. Kai Dax Bergman. Ryan Christopher Berry. Cyrus Sohan Singh Barry. Ben Aspistrovas. David Ewan Blaker. Angela Braco. Alexei Bratkovsky. Sean Robert Brown. Humphrey Hugo Cosmo Birchall. Alina Butt. Mark Anthony Arcila Cabrera. Mark Caliboso. Miguel Ignacio Cardona Polo. Sahil Ray Channani Channani. Samuel Henry Chapman. Chidubem Victor Chimeri Charles Mofo. Prudence Tinovimba Chido Chikaka. Matthew James Clark. Frankie Kyle Cleary. Sean Coldwell. Amanda Nalini Konjamale. Jake Dennis Cooper. Thomas David Cooper. Mark Ashley Crump. Theo Dan Muirhead. Harry Michael Devan.
I now call upon the public orator, Dr. Louise Naylor, to present Dr. Howard Lester for the award of an honorary degree.
Most Honourable Chancellor, Dr. Howard Lester is a researcher in the field of health informatics and a campaigner for accessible information in many fields, from academic to government, publishing, politics, and civic engagement through public agencies and services. Driven partly by his desire to improve his own situation, he has a rare genetic condition that led to progressive sensory loss of both sight and hearing during his first degree at St Andrews. He has harnessed his skills as an informatics specialist to champion patients' interests in the health and social care sector. He has been a key architect behind developing the NHS's Accessible Information Standard that sets out a specific and consistent approach to identifying, recording, flagging, sharing, and meeting the information and communication support needs of patients, service users, carers, and parents to ensure that information is delivered in formats that suit the requirements of everyone. Never one to just go with the flow, he always challenges existing thinking, but in warm, engaging, and innovative ways. Whilst working with the Royal College of Surgeons in Edinburgh, he turned things on their head by viewing the quality of information not just as metrics for the NHS performance, but as a means of enabling patients to better access, understand, utilise, and share information to improve the quality of their own health and care. This insightful approach is one which Howard has harnessed to influence colleagues and to drive change, and he has walked the talk ever since. Notwithstanding his own access challenges, Howard campaigns passionately on the importance of providing information that enables all members of society to engage in an inclusive way with benefits for all. He works with great humility and good humour, describing himself as a blind visionary and a deaf listener, who ensures that simple, empathetic, and effective communication of complex ideas underpin all of his work. Howard lives and breathes accessible information and fundamentally believes that the only way to ensure a socially just society is to include everyone. And what he says about this is health and social care should be exemplary in terms of access and inclusion. If you don't have reasonable health or support, then all other sectors of society become irrelevant and remote. By getting healthcare right, you're benefiting all members of society. Within his home county of Kent, Howard has been a key consultant to the accessibility work at the university and has always given his time and expertise freely in sharing his strategic approaches to accessible information delivery, whether through contributing to papers or policies, or speaking powerfully at conferences on the impact of inaccessible information in health, social care, and education. He reflects the university's values of academic freedom and integrity by enabling people with disabilities to become fully engaged citizens, and has provided coaching for students on implementing university-wide strategies and policies that can improve accessibility. And he's done that working with our own student union, Kent Union. Howard has also advised our new Kent and Medway Medical School on the importance of an accessible by design approach to information delivery that has been fully embraced by the team, who have sought to embed these principles in their systems and processes. In addition, Howard has been central to the delivery of the Kent and Medway Care Record, never missing an opportunity to embed accessible information in order to assess its value to users and the ability to improve health outcomes for patients. Largely in recognition for his work with the Accessibility Information Standard, Howard received an MBE in the 2017 New Year's Honours List. In typical Howard fashion, he was keen to use this opportunity to once again highlight the importance of accessibility. Having received the invitation from the Queen in standard print, he responded in a special format. The Queen's private secretary replies, "Her Majesty was interested to see an example of large print and braille letter and was most grateful to Howard for responding as he did." And reportedly, she had quite a good laugh. So well done, Howard, for making the Queen laugh. In 2018, Howard gave evidence to the All-Party Parliamentary Group for Assistive Technology, which shared the shaping of the implementation of the Public Sector Accessibility Regulations, otherwise known as PISBAR, that has had a huge impact on the accessibility of public sector information delivery. Without this, those with disability, impairment, or sensory loss would have been severely isolated during the recent COVID health crisis. And it was during this time that Howard acted as an advisor to legal challenges on the inaccessible printed information that came round in shielding letters. Described as an inspiring gem of an individual, he is a wonderful networker and has run webinars and workshops for the Department of Health, NHS Digital, and NHS England, looking at the importance of accessible information and user-centred design. He has also spoken at national events for professional bodies such as the British Computer Society and patient-focused groups such as the Genetic Alliance, London Connect, and the Patient Information Forum, plus leading think tanks such as 2020 Health. In 2018, he was recognised by the Health Service Journal as being one of the 50 most influential patient leaders in the NHS. As an advocate of AbilityNet, he feels lucky to have been born in the computer age, without which he feels his life could have been miserable and his scientific career impossible. Howard is an influential example of knowledgeable, engaging campaigning at its best, working on behalf of people whose views are often considered the least. He often says, focus on the abilities of people with disabilities, and he lives this through all he does. Most Honourable Chancellor, to you and to the University, I present Dr. Howard James Lester to be admitted to the degree of Doctor of Science honoris causa.
By virtue of the authority committed to me, I admit you to the degree of Doctor of Science honoris causa with great pleasure.
Yes, Howard Hester here, and I thought I'd listen to what's going on, try and give a bit of inspiration to the students in particular. But it's in the lockdown times, I'd had to advise the NHS of how to communicate with patients when doctors and nurses were wearing masks and you couldn't lip read or anything. So I introduced the basic principle of sign language to communicate to the patients, and it sends the message that it's good for me, it's good for all the students, it's true for this today, but if you're seeing a patient or a graduating student, today is Two Thumbs Day. Which it most certainly is. But I say to students and to myself, take advantage of opportunities. They so often help you, they often help other people. One opportunity happened to me in 1995 when the Department of Health in England went online. That meant that for the first time, documents were available to me in a format I could use, an electronic format, so I could read documents. Everything else until then was just on paper. Department of Health went online, therefore I was able to do my PhD because things being online. But I've also been inspired by Stephen Hawking. Stephen Hawking, an icon in accessibility as well as science. When he got an award on accessibility, he came up with a good phrase: the right tools in the right hands help everyone, regardless of our frailties. The right tools in the right hands help everyone, regardless of our frailties. That's the journey I'm trying to follow now. But the accessible information standard is the right tool, not necessarily applied in the right hands in health and social care. It means if patients need letters and other documents in appropriate formats for them, or they need face-to-face support to communicate, that should be in place. And today is step 2 on my journey. Step 1 was getting an MBE 5 years ago for that accessible information standard, and all the hard work was done and pushed by great friends at NHS England. But my letter nominating me for an MBE came from the Queen, and it's in standard print. So I couldn't actually read my own nomination letter. So I decided, with a little bit of help, to write back to the Queen, explaining about the accessible information standard, but I sent it in Braille with superimposed large print. And the Queen's personal secretary replied the Queen was most grateful to Dr. Lester for responding in the way he did. It sort of, she had a right good laugh, but I made the point. He gave me a friend in high places. Even the Queen knows about the accessible information standard. It's played a role during the pandemic times with me being involved in some of the legal challenges. It's involved in one where shielding letters were being sent out to patients in inappropriate format so they couldn't read them and to actually protect themselves. That was a legal case which did get settled out of court, and the Department of Health had until last July to get it sorted. It's still not clear if it's in place yet. But other things have come. Boris Johnson, doing his briefing events on COVID and everything else, without sign language, there is now a British Sign Language Act of Parliament. And in Parliament, actually, when discussing it, gave the example of, well, what if my deaf mother is talking to a GP, but she needs sign language to communicate in both directions? That should be in place. That's what it's all about. And that was even pushed along by Boris Johnson to an extent. And there's also the Down syndrome bill, which is about supporting patients in health and social care and communicating with them properly as well. So the Accessible Information Standard has been doing things and working its way through, and it's important. There are challenges, of course, because there is, and I've been working on this with colleagues at Kent University, the public sector bodies' website and mobile application accessibility regulations. And those colleagues from Kent and I have been advising various organisations on this. But there are examples where it's a bit strange. The information is not all that clear, particularly if you're trying to use a screen reader. Synthetic speech, which is actually pretty good these days, but it's not so good. But a sort of example is, let me give you the word coronavirus. It's two words joined together. If the letters are on the same level, it reads to me as coronavirus. If the virus word had a capital V, it probably reads as coronavirus. But it's little quirks like that that make the public sector accessibility regulations good for most, but they're not all that good for people using assistive technologies. Another case where the Accessible Information Standard really should take up is in like other sectors. Would I be justified or within my legal rights to not pay my council tax if my bill is sent to me in an inaccessible print-only format? I think I would be in all right. I'm trying to push that case, but yet again I get myself into trouble. When I pushed the case, I then discovered I paid my council tax by direct debit. So that bit of cleverness was a complete disaster. But there are things coming through with the Accessible Information Standard and everything, which we're going to do at Kent University and others. And it was raised by Kent University colleagues many times. It's something from the General Medical Council, and it's called Welcomed and Valued. And it's guidance to persuade and encourage and bring into medical schools more disabled medical students. There are disabled medical students at Kent and Medway Medical School and a severely hearing impaired student at St Andrews Clinical Medical School. Things are going ahead. So I want to draw your things together by saying, please stick with me at stage 2 to try and push the Accessible Information Standard, because it's important, certainly in healthcare, accessible documents, accessible communications and direct support. And it should be in all sectors of society. Remember Stephen Hawking, the right tools in the right hands help everyone. Remember the basics of sign language with it's Two Thumbs Day. But I want to leave you with a phrase that my good friend, who's actually a dog, a guide dog called Rosie, who's off duty at the moment, but she's with me and it's been absolutely irreplaceable during the lockdown period. It's for you, take the opportunities, push them, exploit them, take the benefits for yourself, but share things with others. And follow my good friend Rosie's advice. May the wolves be with you. Thank you very much indeed.
I now resume the presentation of candidates from the Division of Computing, Engineering and Mathematical Sciences for the degree of Bachelor of Science with Honours. Robert Matthew Dishman. Samuel Robert Daniel Dryland. Osagi Casey Ehigiamusoi. Blessing Hugo Desgracias Ayala. Ayodeji Olamide Fashuba. Laura Maria Fernandez. Evgeny Yordanov Gatsinski. Panagiotis Georgioulias. Matthew Peter Goodwin. Nicole Louise Green. Dinis Grimbergs. Matteo Gwembe Young. Sijal Gupta. Luke Thomas Hadley. Aaron Kofi Halberstadt Twum. Aaron Ergan Hassan. Thomas Arthur William Hills. Okay. Mohammed Cyrus Hussain. Iftikharul Islam. Zia Ismail. Henry Fergus Kent James. Ali Numan Jafar Janjwa. Amit Shiju John. Lena Jorgensen. Jenebu Kaba. Sukhdev Raj Kaler. Apurva Katok. Jack William Keary. Azim Alam Ahmed Khan. Mohammed Zaid Khan. Mohammed Riyad Khan. Sabrina Kadar. Lewis James King. Hari Krishna Kumaran. Kosti Flavius Lukatsusu. Minvidas Lazaukas. Miles Gregory Leitao. Declan Ross Lovelock. Patrick Maria Johnson. Al-Fayed Ahmed Mohammed Mbarak. Lucy Rebecca Mercer. Mohammed Ismail Merzias. Hassan Mohammed. Jacob Edwin Molyneux. Rafael Moriera Tolentino. Morgan Tyler Morrissey. Sean Thomas Naylon. Hoi Ching Ung. Faiza Kahindi Abiola Niniola. Gahi Serge William Oku. Jack Stephen Callum Oliver. Alexander George Pacey. Stephen John Parkinson. Amy Suzanne Pearson. Anthony Leif Patrick Peterson. Lucas William Phillips. Wichuda Pukrongtung. Alan Lucian Popescu. Samuel Brandon Prowse. Drew Hitesh Raja. Max Bradley Retter. Elliot Aaron Roberts. Sophia Faith Daisy Roscoe. Matteo Julian Rudge. Sean Sani Najad. Spencer John Schofield. Arnaldo Ernesto Simango Jr. Elias Oliver Simon. Connor John Robert Smith. Maximilian Brett Snelson Wash. Temitope Elizabeth Sorinola. James Alexander Staples. Bradley Taylor Stevenson. Bradley Sean Strange. Joshua Reese Sylvester. Joshua Tate. Chandra Prakash Thapa. Smaran Sravan Tiranu Agari. Thank you. Daniel Joseph Thomas Hercules. Mohammed Ifran Torabali. Elliot Allen Ursel. Devika Vasist. Spyros Velos. Lloyd James Walker.
200 is here.
William Peter Walker. Jaden Yue Heng Wang. Alexander Charles Watts. Samuel John Wheeler. Jamie Christian Stanislav White. Konstantinos Xanthopoulos. Yongjun Yap. Yifan Zheng. For the degree of Master of Engineering with Honours, Bradley Zachariah Gordon Godwin. Puihe Garen Ho. Zidula Teti Kateku. Matthew Allen Barry Lurkins. Omar Sharif Said Mahmood Moharam. Arantuja Ponaya. For the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, for a thesis entitled Estimating Directional Changes, Trend Reversal in Forex Using Machine Learning, Adesola Tololope Noah Adegboye. For a thesis entitled Automating C++ Execution Exploration to Solve the Out of Thin Air Problem, Simon John Cooksey. For a thesis entitled Passive Optical Network Dynamic Bandwidth Allocation Algorithms for Converged Front Haul, Samuel Onyemechi Adegu. For a thesis entitled Touchscreen Behavioral Biometrics on Mobile Devices, Elakia Elvarason. For a thesis entitled Generalizing the Fringe P3 Method for the Detection of Deception and Concealed Information Through Investigations into Stimuli and Analyses, Catherine Louise Harris. And for a thesis entitled Program Verification Using Polynomials over Modular Arithmetic, Thomas Seed. And finally, the following candidates have requested that they be admitted to the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in absentia: Jitrapol Intarasirisawat, Joanna K. Sharad, and Yankun Yang.
Will all those receiving degrees and certificates today now please stand? This has been a wonderful occasion of great celebration of your achievements, and I wish the very best to all of you. But throughout this ceremony, you will have been roundly applauded by all those who are here to support you. Now it's your turn to reciprocate. Will you please applaud them in return? Could I just point out, especially to the engineers among you, that this is one of the biggest buildings in Western Europe, and that was pretty feeble. So could you do it properly, please? Well, the view from my colleagues was that was acceptable, so thank you very much. Thank you. I know that some of you are continuing with further studies here, but both you and those leaving, please keep in touch with the university. You'll always be welcome to return. We have one of the most extensive and lively alumni associations of any university in the United Kingdom. I hope you'll join it and be active in it. Finally, may I thank every one of you for coming here today and wish you all a safe journey home. I declare this congregation closed.
Thank you.